Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Signing new players is what Warriors fans are asking for, so that this team stops losing so many games and starts winning again and fighting for the return of the dynasty. The Golden State Warriors started the season strong. Steve Kerr's 12-man rotation allowed the team to play with intensity on both ends of the court, keeping the rotation fresh. However, as the season progressed, Golden State's inability to rack up wins became prevalent. Following Monday's 104-101 loss to the Toronto Raptors, the Warriors sit 12th in the Western Conference. If things don't improve, Stephen Curry and the Warriors will miss out on the playoffs for the second straight season. Warriors want to sign Cameron Johnson, Gary Payton, Kyle Anderson and Moses Moody and a future pick for Cameron Johnson. The Warriors already made a trade with the Brooklyn Nets earlier in the season to get Dennis Schroeder, and if they want to improve the team, they should get Cameron Johnson, who has been playing at an all-star level. Johnson has been having the best season of his career, putting up 19.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 3 assists on .496/.436/.895 shooting splits. He's averaging these numbers where on most nights, he has been the number one option. In Golden State, he would be at best the second option, and the system that Steve Kerr runs would be a perfect fit for him. The Warriors have been a top 10 defensive team in the league, but what's most shocking is that they are a bottom 10 offense in the league, ranking 20th in offensive rating. Most of that is because the players around Curry are just very good role players. Golden State needs more consistency from their players. They are relying on Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga to be the second option, but their consistency is hit or miss. Adding Johnson would provide a level of consistency that the Warriors don't have outside of Curry. With the Nets going into rebuild mode, there's a good chance a team like the Warriors could steal Johnson away. Since Gary Payton II, Kyle Anderson, and Moses Moody don't play that much when everyone's healthy, that is the perfect package offer to acquire him, with the Warriors only have to stretch by adding a future pick. It's my fault. Steve Kerr takes responsibility of Warriors' loss against Raptors. Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr talked to the media following their 104-101 loss at the hands of the Toronto Raptors on Monday. The Warriors fell below .500 for the first time this season after the loss, while the Raptors improved their record to 9-31. Steph Curry returned to the game after feeling soreness in his knee, but they still could not manage to get a win over the hosting Raptors. When Kerr was asked about what went wrong, he openly admitted his own coaching shortcomings. Didn't get good looks. Didn't execute very well. It's my fault, Kerr said. I'm the coach of the team. I have to find a way to help this team, and I'm not doing a good job of that. The Warriors coach added, "We're not executing, and that's happening throughout the game at both ends. Missed rotations, missed coverages on defense and poor possessions offensively, it's all on me. This is as frustrating a night as we have all season." Compared to the Raptors' 41-4-86, 47.7% shooting from the field, including 12-4-29, 41.4% from the three-point zone, the Warriors only shot 35-4-88, 39.8% from the field, including 16-4-46, 34.8% from beyond the arc. Toronto also dominated the paint, leading 50-26 over Golden State, and had more assists than Kerr's squad, 28-23. While Steve Kerr noted the absence of his players, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton II, and Brandon Podziemski sat out in the loss, he did not use the fact as an excuse for their poor performance on both ends of the court. Steve Kerr defends his decision to let Buddy Hield attempt a game-tying shot over Steph Curry. Everyone in the Golden State-Toronto game knew that Warriors coach Steve Kerr would go to Steph Curry for a potential game-tying three-point shot following a timeout with only 3.8 seconds left in the final quarter. But instead, he made Buddy Hield the center of the play that could have potentially led to overtime. Kerr took Dennis Schroeder out and put Hield in as another target for an inbound pass. Hield received the ball while Curry played decoy. He had a good look at the basket, but his shot attempt only reached the bottom of the net. After the game, Steve Kerr defended his decision to let Hield take the shot. "I trust him. I put him in the last play because I believe he'll make the next shot. I'm gonna keep playing him. I'm gonna keep trusting him." Hield averaged 41.4% from beyond the arc in November, but his average has since dipped. He finished December averaging 30.5% from deep and has somehow improved it this month, raising it to 32.7%. ESPN insider savagely downplays potential impact of Warriors trade target. "Perhaps don't expect too much if Golden State pull this off." The Golden State Warriors appear eager to add a shooting big man to the equation prior to the February 6 deadline, particularly if Steve Kerr's comments after Friday's loss to the Indiana Pacers are anything to go by. Kerr noted how things opened up for the Warriors offensively during Quinton Post's limited second-half minutes, and acknowledged that he and general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. have spoken about the idea of acquiring a stretch five to add to the current roster. While Nikola Vucevic may not be the same caliber player as the multiple stars that have been strongly linked to Golden State over the past 12 months, the Montenegrin would fill the shooting big man void amidst an excellent season with the Chicago Bulls. Insider downplays potential impact of Nikola Vucevic at the Warriors. Vucevic added another 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists against the Sacramento Kings on Sunday, finishing as a +2 in 33 minutes despite his team's 5-point defeat. The 2X All-Star is now averaging 20.2 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 3.3 assists on the season, shooting 55.7% from the floor and 42.9% from three-point range. Despite those numbers, ESPN insider Tim Bontemps has savagely downplayed the potential impact of Vucevic with the Warriors, suggesting that giving up any assets for the 34-year-old would be like you're putting lipstick on a pig. "Nick Vucevic is an 82-game player, not a 16-game player," Bontemps said during a recent appearance on the TK show with Tim Kawakami. "Nick Vucevic is not changing the destiny of this Warriors team. He's just not. If he's on the Warriors, it's hard to see them getting out of the first round of the playoffs this year if he's playing a real role because his defensive limitations and the negative parts of his game." While it's hard to disagree with Bontemps' assessment, Golden State's recent form where they've lost 16 of the past 23 games means that making the playoffs would actually be a good result from their current predicament. The ESPN insider is right though. What's the point of a first-round exit if a Vucevic trade harms the front office's ability to make a blockbuster trade for a superstar in the offseason? Vucevic isn't likely to catapult the Warriors into deep playoff contention, even if his sheer threat as a shooting center provides more impact than Bontemps expects. This is where the value is so important and what the trade may look like. If Golden State could get Vucevic for the expiring contracts of Kevin Looney, Gary Payton II, a couple of second-round picks and one of Buddy Hield or Kyle Anderson, then it seems like a no-brainer given it wouldn't hinder their off-season trade flexibility too much. But if we're talking a first-round pick, then that's where Dunleavy and the Warrior front office will have a big debate. Even someone like Moses Moody may be thrown into a Vucevic trade right now, but doing so would eliminate the possibility of moving him when his impending extension is easier to move later down the track. The Warriors are bound to do something ahead of the deadline. It just remains to be seen what and how much of an impact it could have on a season that is currently headed for nothing short of mediocrity.